Hello everybody, my name is Jad. We'll go to another MLB 9 Innings 25 video. In today's video, welcome to Welfare PSET Watch. We are sitting here recording live from the scene where premium skill change tickets no longer exist apparently because I pulled one the entire week. So anyway, I actually pulled none. The only one I got was from my ranked boxes. I got none this week. So I hope everyone's ready for a video where all we do is open packs, do combos, and try to figure out what to do. So, unfortunately, that's really the thing about today's video. We're just going to be talking baseball, ripping packs, and there's not really much else we can do. I guess we'll see what we can do along lines of things, but, you know, who knows, anyway. So, let's get into today's video. So, man, I don't know, like, I've been quietly watching this the entire season, but, man, Cal Raleigh is on an absolute stupid tear right now. I cannot believe teams are still pitching to him. I guess, like, it's weird to me that teams are still pitching to him because if Judge does this and then like they just stop pitching to him because, you know, at that point, you know, when you have 31 or 32 home runs, I don't know exactly the number. When you have 32 home runs before July, maybe the guy's doing some serious damage. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but you know, it's kind of crazy. And then like who do they have behind him? Like what, J-Rod hasn't hit a home run in a month at this point. So I mean, maybe I'm wondering when teams are going to finally decide to stop picking their battles with Cal Raleigh, because apparently he's on a burner right now. I don't know, I think he hit like, what, 4 or 5 home runs in the series against the Cubs this weekend? Like, what is going on over there, man? Just at some point, you need to look at yourself in the mirror and go, okay, maybe we shouldn't pitch to that guy anymore. You know, maybe we shouldn't at that point. I'm just like, I'm watching it like, wow, they're still pitching to him. That's kind of crazy. Because at this point, he's showing no signs of slowing down. So, I mean, you know, who knows? Maybe he's going to, like, run away with the MVP over Judge this year. I mean, I still think Judge is still, like, the front runner. I mean, Judge only has a couple fewer home runs than he does. And Judge has about 100 points better batting average and a crazy OBP and higher OPS plus. I mean, so, I don't know. I'm not really thinking about it, but, you know, as a catcher, you know, that's pretty impressive for you to be having 30-something home runs at this point in the season and basically be leading the American League in home runs. I mean, that's something that we don't see a lot anymore, mainly because nowadays we've kind of gotten to the point now where the catcher is not really an offensive position anymore. It's more of a defensive position. You know, you really want the catcher behind the plate being a good framer and blocking pitches in the dirt and throwing out runners basically at this point and calling a good game, but you know, it's very rare, and it's a lot of fun to see, you know. I want to see another catcher win MVP for the fun of it, but, you know, obviously I'm biased, so I would like to see Judge win MVP again, because I think he's been absolutely on fire for the last, you know, 3 years, and the only thing that stopped him from basically winning 3 consecutive MVPs was a badly secured bullpen fence, essentially. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. It's a long season. It's only June. We're not even in July yet. You know, usually we start looking at the MVP races when the All-Star break happens, so we'll have to take some stock whenever that hits. I actually don't know when the All-Star break is this season, but it's coming up fast. Ooh, Cody Bellinger, 72 base. I don't know, that seems really high for him. Anthony Volpe being what is that, 70? There's a crack in my screen. I don't know, that seems really high for him too. He was on, I think, what, like an over 20-some-odd streak. It was really horrible. Finally broke out of it with essentially a swinging bunt the other day before he finally hit a home run. So I don't know. A lot of things to look at. We'll see. I'm not really too sure. I'm sure at some point teams are going to wake up and decide to stop pitching to Cal Raleigh, but apparently, during the series against the Cubs, that was not the day. So maybe the next team that goes and plays the Mariners will decide maybe we shouldn't pitch to that guy, because he is on a burner right now. All right, Zion player slots a pack. Yeah, we'd like to see a vintage or a prime. Nope, that's not happening. I'm not gonna take the Matt Olson card. Matt Olson, man, that's a throwback. I feel like Matt Olson is just like on the Athletics. I feel like he was such a piece of that team. That was a team that went to the playoffs. I think, was he there in 2018? Is that what I'm thinking of? Maybe we could do an All-Star combo. Hold on a second. I'm gonna look this up real quickly. Matt Olson, was he there at the wild card game that I was watching 2018? Yes, he was. He played 162 games that year, and he drove in 84 runs. And my scroll wheel has stopped working entirely. Oh yeah, 36 home runs that season. Yeah, that was 2019. 29 home runs in 2018. Yeah, dude was a lethal force. It was like him and what was his name? It was Chris Davis with a K. The other Chris Davis, the one that batted, I think like 250 something 3 years in a row, which was just bonkers to me. Oh, we doubled our PSET numbers the developers hate this one move where you double your PSET count in one swift move. I don't think I really even have enough stars to warrant doing any vintage combos, but maybe we can combine some of the All-Star players at some point. We do have a lot of All-Star players, and I would like to kind of combine some of them. We have, I want to say maybe like 6 or 7 on the bench that are just kind of not doing anything right now. I have a lot in backup. We did the backup video a couple weeks ago, where I went through my backup and found a lot of All-Star players because I was thinking to myself, like, why is this player here? And then I realized that, oh, it's an All-Star player, of course. That's why I have a random silver of an Arizona Diamondbacks player in my bench. I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense now. Oh, yeah. But All-Star voting has been going on pretty swiftly. I mean, obviously, Kyle Raleigh is going to be winning the nominee for AL catcher, and I don't think anybody has a beef with that. And obviously, Judge is winning, and right now, Paul Goldschmidt is the leading vote getter, I think, for AL first baseman. I understand that people want to see Vlad go to the All-Star game, but in my opinion, Paul Goldschmidt has been absolutely the force. Like, he has been on another level this year. Did not expect Paul Goldschmidt to go off at the level he is. He has come back down to earth recently, but my goodness, he got off to an incredibly hot start. And I'd like to see if it continues. And he's just a professional hitter, man. He's just like that crafty vet. You love to see it. So hopefully it can continue throughout the rest of the season. Obviously, that'd be good for us. And then there was also... Rafi Devers was the leading vote getter for the AL third baseman, but he got traded, so... I mean, like, he was leading vote getter for DH, ironically, even though he's not really, So now I think it's... Oh, God, was it Ryan O'Hearn now? That's now the leading vote getter for ALDH? It's really bizarre because it's like no one was really voting for anybody else but Devers for that position. So I think it's Ryan O'Hearn from, like, the Orioles, maybe? Is that who it was? I think they said it on the broadcast when we were playing the Orioles the other day. And then I'm like, that's a really weird pick. And then Jose Altuve is like the leading vote getter for second baseman in the American League, despite the fact that, he's not playing second base anymore. It's just... I actually don't know what happens in that situation. Like, what happens if Jose Altuve wins the second base nomination for the All-Star game? Like, is he actually going to go play second base in the All-Star game? Or are they just going to tell him, no, sorry, you're not allowed. You can't come in here with that. I actually don't know what happens in that situation. It'll be very interesting, but I'm hopeful it doesn't get to that point. I'm hopeful that somebody, like, takes over AL second baseman. Oh, John Soto! Nice, let's go. John Soto. There he is in all his glory. The guy who left the evil empire. The guy who pulled the Robinson Cano. There he is in all his glory. Well, the Mets have hit the skids a little bit too. At the same time we did, so. But they had a good night against the Phillies the other night where they hit 7 solo home runs. Like, they were on a crazy pace the other night. Honestly, it was a lot of fun to watch them break out like that. But honestly, just feel bad for them that they just decided to hit the skids like that. All of a sudden, everything that they just couldn't score runs anymore, and their pitching was performing, but they just weren't scoring runs, and it's just like. You gotta feel for them at that point, in my opinion. And it's just tough for them. But unfortunately, look, I'm a Yankee fan. I'm not gonna feel bad for them. But I'm not gonna feel bad for a lot of teams. So I mean, that's not really saying much. So me not feeling bad for them is not saying much. There's no reading into that. It's like I have a low key love for the Mets in my heart because my father was a Mets fan who I lost a little while ago, unfortunately. So I still keep them in my heart. But when we're playing them, they're our enemies. Oh, please give me a legend skill. Oh, triple ones. Blech. Gross. Oh, triple 3. Oh, it'd have been funny if it was triple three, but no, that'd be really funny. I would have probably cried a little bit if that was a triple three set, honestly. But we really don't have a lot to do today, and I do apologize, guys. I wish I had more, but it was a really tough week for me. There really just was not a lot to do. So today is going to be a short and sweet video, unfortunately. I think that's going to be everything for me today. I wish we had more stars, or else we would go through the packs. We would rip open a couple more vintage packs, but hopefully next week I'll have some more things. It is coming to the end of the month. I believe next week will be the 30th, which is not the end of the month. So the video after that will be the monthly SIG pack, if I have the 3,000 stars, that is. But we'll see where they end up with that. So anyway, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Good luck with your packs, your pulls, your combos, and please, for the love of God, I'm begging you, please somebody vote for someone else for American League second baseman so we don't have to go through this, please. Like, Jose Altuve is a great player, but he's not a second baseman anymore, man. Please. I'm begging you. Somebody, please, help me. Anyway, with that being said, good luck, guys. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.